Hey, what's up, fans? Welcome back to the show. Guys, time for the prize. It's a Thursday. It's a beautiful day out here in Michigan. I hope you guys are enjoying your day all around the United States. The prize is back. I got my T-shirt on today, so we got that going on. We got to talk about the Stanley Cup Playoffs, the crazy Stanley Cup Playoffs. The first round is done. On to the second round. The first round was absolutely phenomenal. Lots of overtimes, lots of crazy goals, lots of craziness going on in those games. But now we're going to the second round of playoffs. We'll discuss that a little bit to start off the show. Then we're going to talk about the NFL draft a little bit. I'll give my grade of how I believe the Lions did in this year's draft. And then we got to talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs. And then, as always, on Guys Time for the Prize, we're going to end with some fight night, mixed martial arts, UFC, whatever you want to call it. We're going to end it with that as well. So let's jump right into it, guys. We got the Stanley Cup playoffs. We got the second round starting earlier this week. So obviously last night we had a couple games on. We had the New Jersey Devils going up against the Carolina Hurricanes. That was a great series. That was a great game. The Carolina Hurricanes ended up winning 5-1, completely dominant throughout the entire matchup. So the Devils really need to get their shit together, try to tie it up in game 2 tomorrow night. But yeah, the Hurricanes looked really good at home yesterday. So you had that going on. And then the later game, I actually stayed up to watch a little bit of this game. Most of the first period and a little bit in the second period. The Golden Knights, they were dominating for a little bit until the Oilers started coming back. Leon Draisaitl, one of the Oilers' star players, he had 4 goals, and they still ended up losing 6-4 to the Golden Knights, and they looked really good. But yeah, that was a good game, 6-4 last night. I think that's going to be a really good series as well, so definitely keep an eye on that one. And then the other day, we had the Panthers going up against the Maple Leafs. I think that's going to be a really good series as well. The Panthers winning 4-2, taking game 1. So you got that. And then the Seattle Kraken in overtime. Oh, it seems like the Seattle Kraken are always competing in overtime. But yeah, that's a good team there. Don't sleep on the Seattle Kraken. Me and Crazy Chris, as I mentioned in my post a couple days ago, we actually have a bet that the Seattle Kraken are going all the way. They're going to win the Stanley Cup Championship. So we'll see what happens with that. So shout out to Crazy Chris. I hope he's doing well. But yeah, the Seattle Kraken win in overtime the other night, 5-4 against the Dallas Stars. So don't sleep on the Kraken, man. Second year in the league, and they're looking really good. So yeah, talking about all those teams, we got both of those games on tonight. So we got the Panthers and the Maple Leafs going at 7 p.m. and then 9:30 p.m. we got the Seattle Kraken and the Dallas Stars. Both of those games I do believe are going to be on TNT, not ESPN. So TNT, if you guys have it, check it out. Place your bets. Second round of the playoffs, man. It's picking up where it left off in the first round. Like I said, the first round was absolutely phenomenal. Crazy Chris, Mike Borders, all these hockey fanatics can agree with me. Lots of hits, lots of great goals, lots of overtime games. It seems like every other game they were going into overtime or even double overtime, it seemed like. But yeah, great games, great goaltending, lots of craziness going on in the first round. But yeah, Boston, the best team in the regular season, they're gone. Tampa Bay not Buccaneers. Yeah, this is not football. Hockey. Tampa Bay Lightning, heavy favorites as usual when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're gone. And then the Colorado Avalanche, the defending Stanley Cup champions, they're gone as well. So we got some new blood headed into the second round. So we'll see what happens. Who you guys got winning the Stanley Cup? Let me know in the comment section. I like the Kraken, man. I like the Kraken, the Golden Knights, obviously one of my favorites there. I'm maybe the Hurricanes too. I don't know, but yeah, I like the Kraken. I like the Golden Knights, maybe the Hurricanes, maybe even the Oilers too. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's hockey. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. Anything can happen, but yeah, those are my favorites to win it all. So yeah, let me know in the comment section who you guys have winning the Stanley Cup. And watch the games tonight. We got some good games on. Place your bets. And yeah, let's go hockey. So yeah, we got that going on. Let's hop over into the NFL draft. Obviously, last Thursday we had the 2023 NFL draft in Kansas City. Next year, it's going to be right here in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. You bet your ass the Bryce will be there representing guys. Time of the Brides, I will definitely be there. Probably my brother, a couple of his buddies are going to be there. Hopefully Crazy Chris will be back in Michigan. He's in for sure. We've been talking about it. Mike Borders, he's a big Detroit Lions fan as well. So we'll get a whole bunch of us. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, the 2024 NFL Draft will be right here in Detroit, Michigan. But yeah, last Thursday we had the 2023 NFL Draft in Kansas City. It was a pretty interesting one. Obviously, Carolina Panthers had the first overall pick and trade they got with Chicago. They selected Bryce Young, obvious. They needed a quarterback, so they picked the best quarterback out of this whole draft. Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama. So yeah, that going on. The Houston Texans got their quarterback. They got C.J. Stroud with the number 2 pick, quarterback out of Ohio State, and then traded up to get the best defensive player in this draft, Will Anderson, edge rusher out of Alabama. So yeah, that going on. The Colts, a lot of people thought Will Levis was going to be taken in the first round. He didn't get taken until the second round, so a lot of controversy there, but it is what it is. That's the NFL draft for you. But they decided to go the other way. They wanted Anthony Richardson, quarterback out of Florida, really good athlete. Seen some highlights on him. So the Seattle Seahawks got the top defensive back, Devin Witherspoon out of the University of Illinois. Had a great game against Michigan last year. I really thought we were going to lose that game. We were this close, but we got the job done. But he really played well in that game. So definitely the best defensive back in this draft, and that's who Seattle took. So you got that going on. Arizona, obviously, Arizona was supposed to have the 3rd pick. They traded with the Texans, so they ended up having the 6th pick. They got offensive tackle, Paris Johnson, probably the best offensive tackle in this draft out of Ohio State. And yeah, they need offensive linemen because that offensive line is horrible. I actually feel bad for Kyler Murray. He's running for his life every play. So yeah, definitely got to beef up that offensive line. So they got that. They got their man in the Las Vegas Raiders, got Tyreek Wilson, edge rusher out of Texas Tech, so you got that. Atlanta Falcons got Bijan Robinson. So Bijan, a lot of people thought he was going to fall down, but the Atlanta Falcons snagged him with the 8th pick. So I think that was our pick all along because obviously we ended up getting Jahmyr Gibbs, running back out of Alabama. But, Bijan Robinson got picked by the Falcons, so you got that. Running back out of Texas, by the way. And then Philadelphia got Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, probably the best defensive tackle in this draft, Georgia. And then Chicago Bears got Darnell Wright, another offensive tackle, and they need to beef up that offensive line because that offensive line is horrible. Tennessee, and then the Tennessee Titans got Peter Skoronski, offensive tackle, offensive guard out of Northwestern, Big Ten team. So you got that. And then our lovely Detroit Lions picked a running back with the 12th pick. They trade down to pick a running back. A lot of people were upset about this pick. A lot of craziness, a lot of confusion. I was shocked by it. Don't get me wrong. I was shocked by it. But then when I saw what happened afterwards, DeAndre Swift, we got rid of him. He's with the Eagles now. It's like, okay, it makes sense. And if you were following the Lions, you kind of knew what was going on. Especially when we signed David Montgomery a couple months ago in free agency. You knew Swift was really not going to be here much longer. And then obviously this kind of sealed the deal, drafting Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. And watching highlights on him, man, he's looking pretty damn good. He's fast, he's quick, he's a receiving threat. So he's definitely going to be getting a lot of touches on the field. When he's on the field, hopefully he'll play a couple games this year. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how committed they are to David Montgomery. He can only run so much. He's got to be relieved. And obviously we got Craig Reynolds in the backfield as well. So yeah, we'll see how Jahmyr Gibbs fits in this offense. It's going to be interesting. I like what the Lions are doing. I'm expecting a lot of more passing from Jared Goff, and I think the Lions are expecting some more numbers from him as well. We got Josh Reynolds, we got Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's our number 1. Obviously Marvin Jones has come back to the Lions, so you got that. And then tight ends. Speaking of tight ends, we drafted a tight end, Laporta of Iowa. So it seems like a lot of known tight ends come out of Iowa. So you got that going on as well. So we'll see what the Lions do. But yeah, with this pick, I was shocked. Don't get me wrong. I was really shocked by this pick. And a lot of people just didn't understand it. But you know what? It is what it is. We got rid of Swift. We need to add some depth to that running back chart, and Jahmyr Gibbs gets the job done. So hopefully that'll translate into the regular season, and this is all it is, man. We can get the best picks, we can do this, we can do that, we can sign this person, we can sign that player, but It's got to translate on the field. I need wins. I need dominant performances. We need to win division games. We need to win games on the road. Shitty weather, good teams, bad teams, division teams for sure. We got to all this has to translate onto the field. It's got to translate to wins. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs definitely a dark horse, I think, pick in this entire draft. So hopefully he does well. But we'll see what happens. And then after that, the Packers picked Luka Van Ness, edge rusher out of Iowa. So yeah, a lot of names here. Christian Gonzalez went to the Patriots, and then our 18th pick, we had the 18th pick as well. We selected Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa. I thought that was actually a pretty decent pick because it adds depth to our linebacking core with Alex Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez. So adding Jack Campbell, and he's a good he's a good linebacker. I think he fits well with what Detroit wants. I mean, just rough and tough, going to work, hard nose, fingers into the dirt, just work and just get the job done. And I think Jack Campbell's that type of guy, and that's what the Detroit wants. They want the rough and tough, the blue collar type of players, and I think he's one of those guys. So you got that going on. Jackson Smith-Njigba, wide receiver out of Ohio State, went to the Seahawks. Quentin Johnson, wide receiver out of Tennessee, he went to the Los Angeles Chargers. So another threat for Justin Herbert to throw to. So you got that going on. Jordan Addison, USC wide receiver, going to the Minnesota Vikings. So him and Justin Jefferson, that could be a deadly combination when the season starts in September. Miles Murphy, defensive end, going to the Cincinnati Bengals. So you got that. Will Levis, traded up by the Titans. Quarterback out of Kentucky. He's with the Titans now. And then, as I mentioned, Sam Laporta, tight end. We picked him with the 34th pick. I like that pick. It adds depth to the tight end position for the Detroit Lions. Gives Goff another weapon to throw to. So that wasn't too bad as well. So, and then we got Brian Branch, safety out of Alabama. So really, I think the Lions did really. I think they did not bad. I gave them B-. That's my official grade. I was hovering over B-, C+. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I like the B+, or B- rather. I was hovering over B- or C+. I'm going to give them a B-. Obviously, I want a defensive player. I've been preaching it on these episodes all over my social media feeds. But we did it. We went running back and linebacker, so I guess one defensive player is not too bad. But Jahmyr Gibbs, hey, man, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, B-. I was really expecting them to maybe get Tyree Wilson, possible Will Anderson. I know he's the best defensive player in the draft, maybe Jalen Carter. But, hey, man, we'll take these guys. They seem like workers. Detroit, they want the blue-collar guys, work, make plays. Put in the work, get the job done. And I think the guys that we selected are going to embrace this culture, this new culture that the Detroit Lions are creating. And that's what they need to do. We need to create an identity, and I think we've seen that the past couple of years, especially under Brad Holmes being the general manager, great GM. I mean, he's done a wonderful job in my opinion, but now it's got to translate to this season. And then Dan Campbell, he's a good coach. He's not a great coach. He's not the worst coach, but he's a good coach. I think he's a player's coach. Players will play for him. He expects the most out of his players, and like I said, dude, it's got to translate to wins this year. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the draft was crazy. A lot of craziness going on. I hope you guys enjoyed it like I did. I watched it at my brother's house last Thursday. It was a good time. But yeah, the 2023 NFL draft. I mean, football, man. Can't wait till it comes. It's going to be a good one. But yeah, the Lions, we'll see what they can do this season. So we got that going on. Let's hop over to the NBA. I know we don't really talk about the NBA as much, but the playoffs are on. I think they're in the second round. Just like the NHL playoffs. So you got that going on. The 76ers and the Celtics played last night. Celtics took care of business, winning 121-87. Tonight you got game 2. And you got the Lakers and the Warriors. The Lakers lead 1-0. They're playing tonight at 9 p.m. Probably watch a little bit of it. That and the Stanley Cup Playoffs. And then tomorrow you got the Celtics and the 76ers. Game 3, series is tied at 1 apiece. And then game 3 tomorrow at 10 p.m. you got the Nuggets and the Suns. The Nuggets are up 2-0 in that series. And then we got the Knicks and the Heat playing on Saturday at 3:30. Series tied 1 apiece over there as well. So yeah, watch some basketball, play some bets. We'll see who wins the NBA championship. So you got that. And then, as always, like I mentioned before earlier in the podcast, we got some mixed martial arts to talk about. We got Fight Night this Saturday night, 10 p.m. We got UFC 288. We got Aljamain Sterling, the bantamweight champion, defending his title against Henry Cejudo, coming out of retirement. He hasn't fought, I think, almost 3 years, so this should be interesting. We'll see what happens there. I like Sterling retain the title. I think he takes care of business, but Henry Cejudo, he can fight, man. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He won Olympic gold in freestyle wrestling. I think it was at the 2008 or 12 Olympic Games. I'm not entirely sure. I think it was 2008. But yeah, don't sleep on him just because he's been out of the game for a minute. He might use that wrestling to his advantage. So we'll see what happens. But I like Sterling to keep the belt in that one. But we'll see what happens. And then the co-main event, 5-round co-main event between Bilal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns, welterweight, so 170 pounds. I like Gilbert Burns winning this one. I think he gets a submission win against Bilal Muhammad, and then hopefully after that, Gilbert Burns gets a title shot because like a month ago, he just fought. So now he's fighting again. He's a workhorse. So hopefully he gets the victory and then gets a title shot after that. So you got that, and then Jessica Andrade going up against Yan Exonan, women's strawweight fight. I got Jessica Andrade winning that one. So you got that. Let's see. Don't know these other guys. Bryce Mitchell. Yep. He's not going to be competing. He got hurt. So got that. But yeah, that's basically it. You got 5 fights on the main card overall. 3 that I know of. Hopefully it's a good one. Place your bets. Watch it this Saturday. Got that, and got a title fight. You got a co-main event that's 5 rounds, so that's gonna be a good one. You got the women kicking ass as usual, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, and coming up, we got some fight nights. I want to see UFC 289. This is the one I want to see. So yeah, Amanda Nunes. She was supposed to defend her bantamweight title against Juliana Pena. Pena had to pull out because of injury. We got Irene Aldana in there. I think Nunes is going to take care of business, so you got that going on. And then you got Charles Oliveira going against Beneil Dariush. I like Charles Oliveira winning this one, but don't sleep on Beneil Dariush. His wrestling is really good. So you got that. And this is UFC 289, Saturday, June 10th, so we got a month away for that. So you got that going on. Who else is on this card? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it there. So yeah, but yeah, we got some big fights coming up, some fight nights. So yeah, you MMA fanatics out there, place your bets, watch some fights. Should be a good one. But yeah, UFC 288 this Saturday, 10 p.m. on pay-per-view. Check it out, watch some fights, and place your bets. So with that is it, guys. That's today's episode. So thank you for joining me. The Bryce, I got my T-shirt, and that's another thing about these T-shirts. I'm gonna get a head count, see how many of each size and each color I have, and then I'm going to try to start selling these. If you guys want one, direct message me on Instagram at Guys Time the Prize. I got a whole bunch left over. $25 for smalls, mediums, large, XLs, and then 2XLs are $27. And then I'll give you a deal. You got two shirts, any size, any color for $30. So just let me know which one you want. I'll definitely hand these out to you guys, and we'll go from there. But yeah, watch some sports this weekend, play some bets, watch some hockey tonight. Got the NBA finals on as well. Got some fight night this Saturday. And then here in Michigan, it's supposed to be nice this weekend, so I'm definitely going to be outside enjoying myself. Got a family party to go to. I hope you guys do the same. Enjoy the weekend. But yeah, tomorrow's Friday, baby. Cinco de Mayo. So drink some tequila, drink some margaritas. But yeah, just don't get too crazy. Obviously, you still got to be responsible of other things going on. So with that, the prize is out. Peace. Thank you for joining me. This episode is going to be available later tonight as usual, and we are out. So peace, guys. Enjoy the weekend.